worthy of heroic stature. And what's that mean? Well, look at the next set of lines. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within and God o'erhead. You know what's a fascinating thing to me? Most of the students I teach live in one or two places. They either live way in the past. You know what I mean? Oh, geez. If only I hadn't done this. If only I hadn't done that. If only this hadn't happened to me. If only I... It's a funny thing when I work with athletes, and I ask them about you know, how they train. They will often say to me, well, there's this moment in my past when I really screwed up. It's fascinating. Elite athletes will often want to talk about their screw-ups way more than their successes. And I will say to them, fine, take me to it. The moment you screwed up and everything went downhill, take me to that moment. And they'll often pull out their phone. They're ready to show me a video of when they screwed it up. I said, no. I'm not necessarily looking at a video of it. I want to go there now. I want to go there now. I want to go to the moment in track when you jumped too quickly and then you were disqualified and you didn't get your gold medal. I want to go there. Take me there now. And they'll say, well, you can't go there. It's right. Do you realize the past doesn't exist? It's just a memory. It's gone. It's over. And all the stuff that happened to you, and all the stuff you did or you didn't do, it's over. It's gone. It doesn't exist. But I have students that live elsewhere. They don't live in the past so much, they live in the future. Oh geez, what's coming? I just don't know. Oh no, I just don't know. I just don't know. Started another school year, here we are, right? I just don't know. They do Wally hands, you familiar? Wally hands. Worry, 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 worry. Of course, funny thing about the future, think about this. You never get there. Does this occur to you? I used to have kiddos who would ask me as we were driving in the car, are we there yet? And I'd say, yep, we're there. Oh, we passed it. Yep, we're there. Oh, we passed it. Used to irritate them. Funny thing about the future, never arrives. Dude, the moment you flatline, 5, 4, 3, it won't happen in the future. The moment you leave the park and go to the van, that moment will not happen in the future. That moment will happen in the only thing you got, now. Why do we spend so much time living either in the past or in the future? The past doesn't exist anymore. Dude, you can't go back and change that stuff. It's done. It's over. The future, you ain't never going to get there. Now, we're not saying you shouldn't plan for your future. What should we say here? Learn to live in this moment now, because that's all you got. And make this moment count, because that's all you got. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within and God o'erhead. In other words, be a person of some faith. Believe in something. Have some moral fiber and some values that you stand by no matter what. And that is called being a hero. Now, the next two sets of stanzas go together, so let's look at them together. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother seeing, shall take heart again. Now, this is a brilliant allusion, reference, write that down at 2B, A-L-L-U-S-I-O-N, to a famous novel of the day called Robinson Crusoe, about a poor guy. For those of you that have seen that film, Castaway, with Tom Hanks, you know a little about this. So, poor Robinson Crusoe, he gets jacked on an island all alone, where he has to live for years and years and years. One morning he walks out on the beach, and he sees footprints in the sands. And it blows his mind. He cannot believe it, because immediately he knows, I didn't make those footprints. That means somebody else was here. And then, of course, it freaks him out, because he's not sure if he should be happy or really freaked out, scared, sad. Longfellow asks a very interesting question. Are you right now, as high school students, prepared to walk across the meadow to the middle school? To walk into 8th grade classroom and stand in front of a bunch of 8th graders and say, hey, when you arrive at the high school, do it the way I did. Same choices, same decisions, same understandings. Are you ready to do that? And if you say, no, I definitely do not want to tell no 8th graders to come up here to this high school to behave the way I behave, I got news for you. It's too late. They've been watching you the whole time. Dude, when you were in middle school and you came to a high school ball game, do you actually thought you were coming to the high school ball game to watch the ball game? No. That wasn't why you were there. The real reason you were there, even though you didn't know it, is you were watching high school students. Why? So you could learn how to be a high school student. How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they act? If you got an older brother or a younger brother or sister, if you're an older brother or sister and you got a younger brother or sister, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because why? They're constantly trying to do what? Everything you do. Why? Because you're being watched. You're being watched. If you got a problem with the generation that's coming up, oh man, these 7th graders, I can't believe how bad they are. That is not their fault. I've said for years, if you as a generation are not patriotic, that is not your fault. That is not your fault. You're not born a patriot. You have to choose to be a patriot. And if you haven't been given enough reason to be a patriot, that is not your fault. That is my fault. That is my fault. Why? Read it. Lives of great men all remind us. We would, of course, say today, lives of great men and women. What happens if Rosa Parks doesn't decide to stay there in that seat? Whew. That's a powerful moment. Lives of great men and women all remind us. We can make our lives sublime. I'd circle that word. It's one of the funner words of the poem. Sublime. To live your life in a precious way. Sublime. And departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. That is to say, footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's solemn main, the ocean, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing, shall take heart again. In other words, no matter how bad you got it, no matter how painful your life is, take some comfort in the knowledge. A whole lot of people have been where you are. A whole lot of people have gone through what you've gone through. In other words, you ain't alone in this world. You ain't alone. By the way, that's why we study history. Because the new is the new. The N-E-W is the K-N-E-W. Write that down and look at it after you've written it down. The new is the new. It's all coming around again and again and again. And because that's true, you can take some comfort in the knowledge that our lives are constructed around lives. You're not here if two people don't hook up and exchange fluids. Am I right about that? Let's just get it out of the way. That's absolutely true, right? That's the only way you get here, okay? Did you choose that? No. No, that was chosen for me. The language you speak, did you choose that? Oh, no. So the stuff that you did in your first year of your life, did you choose any of that? No, actually I did not. So how free are you anyway? I'm as free as I allow myself to be. I'm as free as I allow myself to be. In other words, I have to make some choices. What kind of choices? To live a life that will lead others to want to live the same kind of life. Can I say this out loud? If you have lived a life to this point you're not proud of, change. Change. You want an argument for freedom? That's it. You can change. You can say, I once was like that, now I'm like this. And when people ask you, whoa, what's up with you? Consider it a compliment. You think you mean I'm acting different. Yeah, you are. You never cared about school before. What is wrong with you? I made a choice. Because I'm going to start to live my life in such a way that when I have to leave the park and go to the van, I want to be proud of the way I swung in that swing. Because, are you ready for this? You're never alone at the park. There's always some other people there. And lots of them are younger than you, and they're watching. What kind of 40-year-old are you going to be for the 17-year-olds in your life? Are you going to wake up in the morning and go, oh, no, another day, I can't. Or you're going to wake up and go, yes, today's a new day. I got something I can learn today. I'm going to have a lot of pain in my life, so I got to get ready for it because I'm going to be strong enough to make it through this day. What kind of 40-year-old you're going to be? Answer. You're already it. If you wake up in the morning and, I can't believe I got another. That's kind of 40-year-old. Why? Because it only gets harder as you get older to live to your values. How can I gain any hope? Look at the older generation that you respect. See, there's two kinds of adults in your life. The ones you don't want to be like, so don't be like them. The ones you do want to be like. Find those people. Not imitate, emulate. Recognize what it is about them that you respect, and then you can do the kind of work that you want to do to be able to try to live the best life you can. To live at the park, swing at the park well. How do you finish a poem like this? An exhortation. Can we say it that way? That is to say, a suggestion. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait. Let's finish the poem now quickly with 3 observations. It is so easy to just want to sit and not do anything, especially if we feel stuck. You know what I'm saying? You felt this before, where you feel kind of like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to do nothing. Hey, doing nothing is doing something. Let us then be up and doing. Longfellow will point out, Americans were people of action right from the start. Get up and go to work with a heart for any fate. Well, it's been a really crummy year so far. I can't believe how bad. No. Any fate, no matter what comes your way, you got to get up and you got to face it because you're strong enough to do it. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate. What do you got to do? Last comment. Still achieving. Still pursuing. You always got to be going somewhere. Learn to labor. It is a 4-letter word that will change our life. W-O-R-K. Go at it. But it's not enough to work. This is hard. My Mikey, when he was a little boy, we planted potatoes. The next day he's out there tearing up the potato hill. Dude, what are you doing? I want my potatoes. No. This is not the way. Potatoes don't come the next day. You have to wait. You have to have patience. Are you ready for this? It takes a long time to live a good life. Long time. To learn how to do it. I will often say to my students, I won't know whether you've actually learned or not in 303 until you turn 30. It takes 3 decades to figure it out. Because it takes a long time to figure out who and what you're going to be. But the time to start is now. Because if you're 15, you're halfway to 30. Let's finish quickly. 2A, major messages. Let's just write down one that for you works. You're going to have to write on 3 of them in an essay I'm going to assign to you, so at least come up with 3. What for you are the 3 most powerful messages here? Live your life on your own terms, live it well, swing well at the park. What are those messages for you? 2B, we already pointed out all of the different kinds of rhetorical techniques that we'll call poetic techniques. What for you is the most powerful word picture? Some people like that cow one. Some people like that drum one. Right? Some people like that footprints in the sand that you leave behind so the younger can look at. What is the word picture for you that's most profound? At 3A, how about this? What's the song for you on your playlist? See, check this out. I can say something about you, and I know something about you from your playlist. You got 1,000 songs on your playlist. I could print the words to all those songs. I could read those words. That's going to tell me what you've put in your mind. That's going to tell me what you think you are and what you value. You might want to go back and look at those words and ask, have I put the right kind of words in my mind that helps me to keep going, helps me to keep living a strong and a good life? Right? Finally, at 3B, this is where we get to own a text. So we'll ask you, here it is. So you are at the park. No, dude, you're swinging. Some of us just didn't realize it. No, you're swinging, and the van is waiting. Because you ain't met no 200-year-old people. What kind of life you living? Are you proud of it? Are you prepared to say to younger people, live it the way I'm living it? Make the choices that I make. And if you say, no, I am not, go to work to change things, to make your life better, to be a better person, to enjoy the experience of swinging at the park, so that when it comes time to leave, you can say, I did everything I could to swing well, so that others watching me knew how to swing at the park. And whatever happens after I die, whatever that is, I at least know that I lived this life as best as I could. Longfellow's Psalm of Life, can we say it's a challenge? I think it is a challenge. Maybe it's even worth memorizing a text like this. I think we might do that as well. Thank you.